Time for us to move on. We're going to stick with the theme of Diwali and how it is being celebrated and how we are being told to celebrate it in newspaper after newspaper and on hoarding after hoarding and in press conference after press conference. The AAP government in the capital has beseeched the citizens to not burst crackers. The advertisement is direct and it says, and let me quote it, "Cracker-free Diwali, clean air and green Delhi for all of us," unquote. The linkage is very clear. The point is also being driven home personally by AAP ministers. This is what Gopal Rai, Delhi Environment Minister, had to say, and I quote him: "We appeal to the people of Delhi to not burst firecrackers this Diwali. It is every individual's responsibility to avoid contributing to this pollution. We must celebrate a cracker-free Diwali to ensure clean air," unquote. While it is true, viewers, that lighting crackers on Diwali day causes a massive spike in toxicity, it's all been recorded, it is equally true that their impact abates in 24 hours. So this show doesn't purport to endorse the bursting of crackers. The hard facts establish that the order to ban crackers is a largely expedient political exercise high on optics. An IIT Delhi study as recent as 2022, it's 2 years ago, concluded that Delhi itself is not the culprit, that Diwali rather is not the culprit, turning Delhi into a gas chamber. But it is the burning of biomass that is the culprit. It is open construction. It is, viewers, the use of fuel in gensets and also in cars. This is what the IIT Delhi study said, and let me quote it. The researchers have found that biomass burning related emissions rise steeply in the days following Diwali, with average levels almost rising by an order of around 2 compared to the pre-Diwali concentration, unquote. In fact, the hard facts suggest, and I always bring you these hard facts so you can get closer to the truth and separate the wheat from the chaff. The hard facts suggest that Delhi's air is toxic all year round. And in some months, the average AQI tops the figures for Diwali. In fact, in 2023, last year, pollution decreased on Diwali day, and that's the number, viewers. You can see it on your screens. 10th January 2023, it was 471. There you can see it on the extreme left of your screens, viewers. That's January 2023. It's 471. 18th Feb 2023, 350. 17th May, 300. 1st of August, it comes down to 60 because of the monsoons and the favorable wind patterns. It continues into September. That favorable weather begins parali or stubble burning season. It goes back to 300. You can see that 312 just zooms back up, viewers. 3rd November 2023, Diwali, 494, almost the same as January. But it fell, viewers. When Diwali hit, it actually falls on Diwali. 13th November, it's back up to 469 after Diwali, that is. 25th November, 395, almost 400. 23rd December, 422. So viewers, Diwali is not the lead contributor. The fact that Diwali crackers don't cause the Yamuna to froth over with ammonia all year round and a cocktail of toxins. The crackers aren't responsible for farmers burning stubble and for the laxity on part of the city administration and its related agencies for not doing enough year after year to protect the people of Delhi from harm. The BJP says this is about the AAP being against Hinduism. Is that the case? Let's open this up. Dr. Ranganathan is here with us. Akashdeep Muni, Dr. Muni is also here with us. Dr. Ranganathan, first over to you. What do you make of this correlation? Let's not burn crackers on there. Look, I'm not advocating for crackers, and I don't think even you are. I'm quite certain that you also are aware that yes, it does spike the pollution levels. We don't want to create any distress amongst people, but to single out Diwali, it appears to me that Diwali is being made a convenient scapegoat. You're free to disagree.
Undoubtedly, Rahul. Look, there are two issues here. Let me delve briefly into them one by one. Only in India can all pillars of our democracy, legislature, executive, judiciary, and the media step aside and watch as firecrackers are banned on Diwali, but 35 million tons of stubble is happily burned during the same month right next to Delhi, 17,000 square kilometers of it, for a month on fire. Only in India can thousands of trees can be cut during Christmas or fireworks allowed during New Year celebrations, or when Kejriwal comes out on bail. Because apparently only Diwali is increasing the carbon footprint and contributing to pollution. The rest are purifying the environment, is it? But away from the hypocrisy, there is another important issue that needs to be addressed scientifically. Why are firecrackers allowed to be burst in the open at all? Number one, science proves that pollution caused by firecrackers is shockingly harmful. What results from firework celebrations are alarmingly toxic materials like arsenic, mercury, cadmium, unreacted sulfur, lead, chromium, besides ozone, a greenhouse gas, and percolate that can severely affect the functioning of thyroid. I have said this before and I repeat, Rahul, firecrackers are immensely harmful, and like the stubble burning farmers, you have no right to expose others to them. Number two, common sense tells you that if millions of people burst firecrackers in a limited period of time, it will produce harmful gases. Why do you want to savor joy at the cost of others? You want to burst firecrackers? Please go right ahead, provided you are by your own, inside your house, behind closed doors, away from your near and dear ones. So light up a full jadi PM 2.5 10,390 mcg per meter cube, or a snake PM 2.5 64,500 mcg per meter cube, or Hazar ki ladi PM 2.5 38,540 mcg per meter cube, or a chakri inside your closed house. You want to call this a celebration? Fair enough. It's your right, your money, your life. But please don't celebrate at the cost of others. When will we learn from what science tells us? When will we do a cost-benefit analysis of our religious and cultural practices? Pure luck that the ozone layer depleting chlorofluorocarbons weren't considered Holy Communion, or they would never have been banned. We probably would have rationalized the resulting spate of skin cancers as a just punishment from God for our sins. And as for those who say, "Arey, grin and bear this firecracker pollution on Diwali, it's only for a day, so what if you have asthma?" Well, doesn't stubble burning last only for a month? Why then the need to ban it? Suffer for that month and forget about it afterwards. Enjoy for the rest of year's pollution that is free from its stubble burning component. Think of the poor farmers who cannot afford other means to make the farmland cultivable again, and for whom their land is their religion. But you don't. You want stubble burning banned, isn't it? Finally, the rights of an individual to run or ruin his life are sacrosanct, but they cannot infringe, Rahul, on the rights of another individual. The singular purpose of a rational, kind, intelligent, conscientious society is to make sure of this. Anything else, and it is social Darwinism, I'm afraid.
Absolutely. I completely second that. And Dr. Muni, I have to ask you this. I mean, maybe the advertisement should say, and forgive me, sir, I am being openly political here because I see this as a political issue first. This business of saying, ban the firecrackers, you're just finding an excuse. You know, a donkey on which you're pinning a tail in the blind. So I'm going to say, AAP free Diwali, clean air and green Delhi for all of us. Maybe that's what we need to say. Because I'm sorry, you've seen the evidence, it's on your screens. Why are you flogging the wrong horse here, or a dead horse?
Okay, Rahulji, I'll be replying to you point by point.
Please.
First of all, this idea that stubble burning is the reason behind pollution in Delhi and it is Punjab who is doing it. I must quote the Honorable Agricultural Minister of India, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who said that stubble burning dropped to a very high extent, more in Punjab and percentage than other states like Haryana. He quoted Haryana and Punjab. This is, I'm quoting the Bharatiya Janata Party Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. So stubble burning this time came down, while Haryana and Uttar Pradesh burned stubble as much as they can. Second point. Now coming back to as per Indian Agriculture Research Institute, stubble burning in this month, October, till yesterday was 1866 in Punjab. In 2022, this number was 8,000 for the same month, same day. So I'm quoting the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, has come down heavily. Now, third point, so stubble burning is not the reason behind pollution. This time, if it's reason, it is a smaller reason, not a heavier reason.
Oh,
it has come down heavily. Second point, now what the Bharatiya Janata Party says, I must quote, Tajinder Bagga says, and Kapil Mishra says, and Delhi BJP says, that when they come into power, they will lift cracker ban, and whosoever bans cracker is Aurangzeb. Now the Honorable Supreme Court says that how can we allow firecrackers, even they are green crackers? Haven't you seen the pollution in Delhi?
Yes.
Whom the Honorable Supreme Court says? Only Supreme Court says to Manoj Tiwari in his petition.
You believe in
And
the
then
Supreme Court, right?
refused to hear his plea.
Dr.
So are
Muni,
you saying
you
that
believe-
the Honorable Supreme Court is Aurangzeb?
Okay. Aurangzeb.
No,
So one second,
let
just hold it. On this point of the Supreme, you've quoted the Supreme Court. Will you also quote this quote of the Supreme Court? Quote, mere eyewash, unquote. Supreme Court wraps Punjab, Haryana over stubble burning. A bench of Justice Abhay S. Okha, Justice A. Amanullah, Justice A.G. Masi said the Punjab and Haryana government's efforts to stamp out farm fires is mere eyewash. The Supreme Court grilled the central and Punjab and Haryana governments on Wednesday. Which Wednesday is this, viewers? October 23rd. How many days ago is that, viewers? A week.
Sir,
And this gentleman, no, one second, when it suited him, he didn't quote the Supreme Court. He quoted the union minister, and when it's hang on. When it suited him, he so okay. Now hang on. I'm not finished. Please. And I'm quoting NDTV, sir, that you watch and you swear by. So let me also now elaborate on what the Supreme Court has also said. Stubble burning, viewers, violates fundamental right to pollution-free environment. I'm not saying this live law, quoting the Supreme Court. When, viewers? 23rd 10 2024, 7 days ago. 7 days ago. Why is the Supreme Court talking about stubble burning if it's not an issue, viewers? Dr. Ranganathan, yes, you've raised your hand. Yeah.
Rahul, at the outset, for what I'm going to say right now, I want to clarify that you or your channel are not responsible for what I'm going to say. Bear with me.
Sir, will I lose my head?
No, I'm clarifying it at the outset.
Okay.
Because last year the Supreme Court said even if there is one farm fire,
That's right.
we will haul up the Chief Minister of Punjab and Haryana or all their administrative heads. Last year there were 70,000 farm fires. And Dr. Muni is being very specious out here, I'm afraid. Just like Diwali doesn't fall on the same day every year, farm fire, that period is also shifting. There is a shift of 10 to 15 days. So even if there are very less farm fires right now, the Punjab farmers will make it up. For example, last year there were 70,000 farm fires. But this is what I'm going to say. I want the Chief Justice of India impeached for the contempt of the Supreme Court. I want him impeached.
So Dr. Ranganathan, obviously, those are very, very extreme sentiments, but not very extreme from what I mentioned. And I'll tell you when, viewers, on the 25th October, 2 days after the Supreme Court, because the Chief Justice of India says, I've stopped my morning walks due to pollution. And this is what I said. The CGI has halted his morning walks because it is a health hazard given Delhi's toxic air quality. Many Indians don't have that option. Today, lakhs will be out pushing handcarts, driving cycle rickshaws, doing hard labor to earn a few scraps at great risk to their overwhelmed lungs. The CGI's symbolic measure will admittedly spark water cooler conversations in offices, but it is a kind of signaling we don't need. His own time in office and that of his predecessors has seen the SC failing to take punitive action against government officials who failed to implement orders passed by the top court. Name one environment minister, chief minister indicted specifically by any court. This, viewers, was my tweet. I may not have called for the impeachment, but I'm certainly not here to flatter the Chief Justice of India. Unlike Dr. Muni, who is quoting the Chief Justice of India and the Supreme Court when it suits him. And then that, viewers, that tells you something. And I'm disappointed, Dr. Muni, because, you should know now, you've been so often on this show that the hard facts here pierce the thickest carapace. I know you've got a thick skin now, being on TV shows, etc. But you see, the hard fact comes to you with the precision of a crossbow diamond-tipped arrow. And it bursts the carapace open and you have been exposed.
And he's taken the Urta Tir himself.
And look, we can fool all the people all the time, some of the people all the time, whatever it is, but not all the people all the time. I rest my case, viewers. Akashdeep Muni says we are doing everything in our capacity. Everyone else is to blame. Fair enough, viewers. You're to blame. All the other governments are to blame. the AAP is not to blame. Fair enough, viewers. If that's what you think, in 2 months we'll know what your opinion is. I'll leave it at this. Though a very valiant attempt, I have to say, by Dr. Muni to present his case. I can't take that away from him. We've had a balanced debate, viewers. It went slightly towards the courts, but the courts also need to be asked questions. I'll leave it at this. Thank you very much.